Yeah, it actually gave me an insight in terms of looking at our organization and trying to integrate all the processes. So I believe it actually did, yeah.
Absolutely. I think it was a wonderful course for us to attend, and I think the information that we gained is going to help us when we get back.
Yeah, it did. I sit in most of the committees where we evaluate suppliers, and there are some things which I didn't know. Now I think I will be more smarter in making decisions.
Definitely. What I found about the course was that its name was very fitting. It said it's an executive insights into supply chain management, and it went directly there. So there was no focus on the rules and the regulations that are trying to drive that. But it was on the insights. How is this building the country? How are executives influencing the growth of and development within South Africa? So it was highly fitting, and I think the name of the course is very appropriate.
It did. Honestly, I thought I knew something about supply chain, but I think I learned, in my undergrad, I did study some supply chain course, but this was more practical in a sense that you get to see how it's applied, in business, in everyday business. I mean, ordinary stuff that you don't even think about when you say supply chain, but it was very helpful. It did.
Most definitely. I can go on and on if please stop me. Most definitely. You as management, it's not always where we see the bigger picture. And we are the ones that are supposed to be guiding the operational level, those that are reporting to management. But we tend to wait for failures first before we can set up an investigation or an improvement into processes and governance of the organization itself. This course has opened a lot of us in terms of thinking out of the box, and you get to visualize the input and the output. You get to see the chain between the input and the output, and you position yourself within the chain to say, this is where I am, but there's a whole lot of things that I don't know that came from behind. I'm only seeing the one that goes out, but it's very good. It's an interesting course because of you get to ground yourself and say, I belong there, and you put a question mark and say, what if I'm a weakest link in that chain? So the whole supply chain will have challenges because of, remember, you only as strong as your weakest link.
Yes, it has. It actually has opened my eyes. There were a lot of things that I've always seen supply chain as a way of making more profit and minimizing on your cost. But at the level that the professor has pitched the course, it has opened my eyes that this is not really a money-making or a safe cost exercise, but it goes beyond boundaries. In Africa, we can do a lot of job creation through this program.
I would say yes, from a point of obtaining knowledge. Now need to apply it. I think that's where the real effect will come in.
Yes, 100%. I think the problem, although that we have in our environment, this is like very commercially applicable in many ways. With respect to startup businesses and the functioning of businesses, etc. But the challenges that we have is, in a way, very political, and we're working with a client which is like working according to very specific hierarchical authority structures. And there's a chain of command, and it is dictated from the top to the bottom. So often you find that the supply chain concept doesn't work very well in such situations, because if that link is not there for some other reason, then the whole efficiency collapses in a way. But in terms of the theories, 100% acceptable.